Hey, yeah, it's Karen with Food and Family, and today I have made a delicious pot of soup. It has cabbage, corn, smoked sausage, and potatoes, and it is absolutely delicious. So I'm going to show you how I made it, so stay with me. It is cold here in central Alabama, and it's time to make some soup. I saw a recipe the other day that I thought sounded interesting, so now I'm going to do it, but I'm going to make it my way. And it is a sausage, cabbage, potato soup, and I'm going to add some corn on the cob. And let's get started, okay? So we've got our big pot. We're going to need our big pot. And I have here a pound of smoked sausage. You can use kielbasa, you can use Polish sausage if you want. It would be good either way, I'm sure. So a little oil in our pan, and we're going to cut our sausage into rings. So I don't want them too small, maybe about that big. Can I show you? Can you see that? About that big. And we're going to put them in this pot, and we're going to get them a little brown, put a little color on them. Then we're going to add some onions and cabbage, and, well, seasoning. You'll see as we go. Okay? So I think this is a soup that is going to be a winner. And I think what I'll do is when I get ready to serve it tonight, I'm going to make a pan of cornbread and serve it with that. I think it'll be really good. Or if you want, you can make a sandwich to go with it. Any kind of sandwich you would like. So let's get this. It doesn't take long for this to heat up. I've got it on this really hot it's speedy. You can hear it, it's already starting to sizzle. See if I can get you down in that pot a little bit so you can see. Can you see that? And while that's sizzling and simmering and browning, all the good stuff, we're going to cut up an onion. So I've got, about a medium-sized, small to medium-sized onion. I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm just going to cut little rings, just little rings, and we're going to let it, we're going to put it in with this sausage in a minute and let it cook up. Don't do it too thin, it'll cook away, but you don't want big, I don't think, hunks of onion. If you do, then cut them thick. And I got some little red potatoes, they're called little nibblers. And I've got them washed, and I'm going to look through them, and anything with a little spot like that, so we call that an eye. I'm going to take that off, and we'll put those in just a little bit. Can you hear that sizzle? Listen. That's the sound of goodness right there. Okay, so now we're getting this is getting browned. It's starting, so I'm going to go ahead and add some onion in here, but I want to show you. It's got a little bit of color on it. It's probably not as much as I would generally do. I don't know if you can see the color of that or not. It's hot. And but we're going to let it brown some more. So we're going to add this onion in right now. I want to just let it cook until it's softened. And you'll know when it gets a little translucent. And you'll know when. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in it. I'm not going to put a whole lot of salt because of that sausage, but I want to get my onions salted. And we're going to put some black pepper in it. Black pepper just makes it better. Okay, so we've got our onion is starting to soften. Our sausage is getting a little more color on it. If you can see this now, see if I can get a little further up on that spoon, because that's hot. And I dropped it. Let's slide on up that spoon so I can show you this. Look at that. See the color I got on it? And that's what you want. That's just the flavor. And I'm using a non-stick pan. But if you're not and it sticks a little bit, that's okay, because the liquid we're going to put in it will take all that up. And that's just goodness right in the bottom of that pan. Okay, so our onions are soft. Now, let's drop our cabbage. I had a really huge cabbage the other night, and I cooked some of it, and I had some left. So that's what I'm using. And so this would amount to about a medium-sized head of cabbage. And it's just rough chopped, and some of it's bigger, some of it's smaller, but it's going to cook down, and it's going to wilt and cook into this soup. So let's stir that in. That is wilting beautifully. So while that's doing, let's work on our potatoes. And I told you with some, let's see, my paring knife, like that, it's got the little eyes on it. We're going to take those off. I don't want to eat them. I don't want you to eat them. So let's take that off. And we're just going to throw them. Little ones this size, I'm going to throw in whole. And that's the point of nibblers. They're small, so you can put them in whole. That's fine. Now, one like this, I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. And just throw it in. Alright, look, potatoes are in. That didn't take but a minute, did it? Like my hands. Let's stir this around. And it is, oh, it's so pretty, guys. It is so pretty already. I'm going to hold this up and let you see the color we have in this pot. Looky there already. See what that's looking like? Now we're going to add some broth to it. I'm going to add these tomatoes. And we're going to let this simmer for a little while. And right toward the end, not at first, I'm going to add some corn. I've got a couple of fresh ears of corn, and I'm going to break them up in probably about 3 pieces each and drop them down in there. You know as well as I do, it does not take long to cook corn, not fresh corn. And so I'll drop those in at the end. I think they're going to be good. See, this is a full meal in one pot. You've got your meat, which is your sausage. You've got your vegetables. You've got potatoes. You've got cabbage. We've got onions in there. I'm putting crushed tomatoes. This is a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Let's rinse this can out. Get all that goodness. That's probably a tablespoon of water. It just rinses that out. Don't leave it in your can to throw it away. Let's stir that down. So I'm going to get this going, and I'll come back in a little bit and taste it to see if I need to add any more salt and pepper to it, or any other kind of spice I'm going to put in. I'm going to put in, this is parsley. It's dried parsley, but y'all, it smells just like fresh. So I'm going to put in a good shake of that. Just again, it's making it pretty. That's probably a tablespoon. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm using powder. I like to use that. And I've got some Italian seasoning. I don't know why it sounded good to me. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon of that. Let's stir this up, and I'm going to show it to you again. What a pretty pot of soup this is going to be. Then we're going to add our chicken stock, chicken broth, whatever that is I've got. Doesn't matter if you've got homemade, or that would be great. If you've got stock in the box like I have, that's perfect. Looky there. Now, can you see that? See how pretty that's looking with all those seasonings? Can you see those seasonings in there? Oh, wonderful. So let's pour in our broth. Let's see if one can. I think one box will be enough, but we're going to see. Told you before, if you pour it, turn it the opposite way of what you think. Like I started, just seems to pour smoother. I don't know why. That was a little tip I learned from someone else online. Looky there. So let's see, I'm going to get a lid on this and get it to going. Get it simmering. And, excuse me, I should have already had this out. Get it simmering, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. And if it looks like the liquid is boiling down, then I will add some more broth. I got out 2 cartons of broth just in case, or you could add a little bit of water, and that would be fine. So let me get this going, and I'll check it, and I'll be back with you guys after a while, okay? Hey guys, we're back. Our soup's been simmering for a little bit, so let's check it and see how it's coming along. I want to see if those potatoes are getting tender, and if they are, then we want to go ahead and add our corn. Yeah, see my knife is gliding right through there. Very easy. So, oh, it smells so good, guys. So let's taste it for seasoning. See if we need to add salt or anything to it. Needs a little bit of salt. So I don't go heavy on salt to begin with, because you can always add it. You just cannot take it out. So let's stir that in a little bit. Now, that'll be good. And if we need to add some on our plates at the table, we can. Okay, let's drop. See, I cut our corn up. I showed you the 2 ears, and I cut them in little nibblet size pieces. So we're going to drop those down in there. So we're going to let this simmer for just a few more minutes. It won't take long. And then we're going to come back and check out the finished product. Have us a little taste, and I already know it's delicious. And we're going to have us a good soup. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Hey guys, so let's check this corn. This has been cooking for a while, so I think it's going to be done. But we want to make sure that corn is tender. And I suspect it will be, because it doesn't take fresh corn long to cook. Oh yeah. That is very tender. So let's dip us up some and try it. What do you say? And it is boiling hot, guys. So we've got some cabbage, potatoes, our sausage. Let's get a piece of corn in there. Oh my. Now, can you see that right there? That is going to be some more good eating. It's something to keep your body warm on these cold winter nights. Oh my. That is amazing. I'm going to get this pot covered. I'm going to make some cornbread in a little while, and so when my husband gets home from work tonight, we're going to have us a good warm supper. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you really enjoy this video, and I hope you'll try to make this. And if you do, please let me know what you think about it. Like and subscribe to my page. And I certainly would appreciate if you would share and hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post another video.